Hi. Today I'm going to talk regarding stress, emotions, and breakdown in COVID-19 situation. So as we know, we are in the midst of a pandemic, and um, we as a healthcare providers have a huge task of doing our things in a proper way. And we also need to understand that we have to be in this important service as a corona warrior or COVID warriors and frontline workers. So to understand that, there are various vulnerabilities in the disaster. The stress, when we talk about stress, means the situation is abnormal. So when the situation is abnormal, it is already important to understand that we might be stressful. So each individual has certain threshold. So eustress is something which a person generally gets stressed, and he knows how to handle the stress. Distress is something when a person gets overboard and he does not know how to handle the situation. So in stressful situation, we always come into terms of learning and going ahead. So the individual may either have genetic predisposition. Certain individuals are more prone to stress. And why? Because their family history is such. Family has poor genetic makeup that he is not able to take up stress, and so that is one factor. Then next would be a socio-demographic, that sometimes certain gender like female gender is more prone to stress, because sometimes the female gender multitask, and when the multitasking goes on, then obvious that we might be more stressful. Older age group, more stressful because of the helplessness scenario. They have to depend on others. They become dependent on the younger folks or younger generation, and that could be also stressful. Low education again is stressful according to studies, or unemployment again becomes stressful to people. Another aspect is that negative psychological and social factors. Negative coping style or past psychiatric history or comorbid psychiatric disorders or poor social support are the negative psychological and social factors which may lead to stress, and that these kind of adverse life events, like never expected ones, always would lead a person to certain kind of depression or anxiety or various kind of psychiatric disorders like acute stress reaction, post-traumatic stress disorders, etc., etc. So situation of stress. So certain profession like yours and mine, that is health workers profession, has become stressful at this point of time because the scenario is such. COVID is such a virus that only we as frontline warriors can handle it. So various aspects comes ahead, from community medicine to microbiology. They are doing their work. Then there are other aspects like medicine, pulmonary medicine. People are also working day in and day out. Nursing staff working commendable job. Our grade 4 or our people, those who are helpers, ambulance drivers, ambulance support group, MPW workers, ASHA Karmis. These are doing wonderful job at various levels, and now their life has become stressful because of the scenario. So patient needs to act like, in a demandful situation. So sometimes we also have emotions, so we might get stressed out, and this can be a burden as a professional hazard at certain time. But we, however, need to understand that, because it is not a long-standing problem, it is temporary and it will go away. Workplace anxiety and tension leads to lower quality of care, lead to lower professional satisfaction, that will also lead to poor quality of life. Continuous interaction with families, friends, foster emotions of anger, embarrassment, fear, desperation, and because there is no solution to this disease. So till then, we will be more stressful. So in certain situation where people do not have support, colleagues do not have support, or their office staff does not support one another, or they're non-compliant, they do not understand, and they start, having verbal wars among one another of duties, or, pushing away the duties from one to another. Then it could be again a conflict-like situation. Vague roles. Each one is given certain role, but things are not very clear-cut. Then people may not know what to work as or what to work for. So different hierarchies may be there. Lack of organizational structure, administration-related factors lead to the psychiatric morbidity. Some causal factors like personality, personal experience, emotional maturity, or dysfunctional families may also make a person more stressful in this kind of a scenario. We are here to help the people in quarantine, and we need to understand that these people are also stressed out, the people in the quarantine area, because they have lost or they are restricted to contact with their near and dear ones with whom they used to live day in and day out. And this disease is such that they do not know if they are becoming positive, then they have to live for another 14 days in the wards or more than that. And what kind of complications they are also not aware. So it is a very demanding kind of a virus. So we need to be very empathetic while dealing with people, those who are in the isolation ward, in the quarantine ward. Secondly, with people have frustration. Humans are in stressful situation, we may be frustrated. So let us understand that when in stressful situation, do not bring up your anger. That will even become more stressful. Third is boredom. There might be nothing to do. So always try to contact the local staff. Give them certain things like ludos or sudokus or some kind of play materials, so that that can be used in the quarantine ward and sanitized and also reused there. So this kind of advice could be given in the quarantine facilities. Inadequate supplies. They are here in the quarantine, but they do not know how the family is going through. If they are the breadwinner, then it is even more difficult. So those are also separate tension. So be empathetic towards them. Inadequate information. People do not have proper information or clear-cut guiding rule because it is keeping on changing. Every day it is changing. So we also have to understand if the information has to be very clear-cut, open, loud and clear. And also there are financial losses which are going on, not only to them, but to everyone. Everyone, those who are earning for their living are going through a stressful time because of the financial loss. So it is very high that they might be angered, they might be agitated, they might be frustrated. So deal with in such kind of scenario instead of telling them badly or not cooperating with them. So these are the scenarios that you will obviously find. So are you different? No. So as frontline health workers, you are supposed to get stressed because you're humans. Secondly, that we have to understand emotional practice attached to the cause and detached to the person. That means we are all here for a cause that we have to fight the COVID-19 and come out successful. This is like a war zone, war-like situation. So we have to be less emotional and more committed to the cause. Thirdly, keep your network on. Keep your network strong and keep your network working for others with altruism. So all the people, if you see, if the psychosocial impact, if we see, they're into fear zone, then we go to bargain zone, then we go to learning zone, and then to the growth zone. So many of us are in the learning zone. Now we have started having positive schedules. We are with good materials. We understand that COVID-19 may not be so dangerous as it is, though we know that there is no medicine still now. But still, if we keep precautions, it is not dreadful. So we need to make choice, connect with family, and make your work more productive. Growth stage would be when you start thinking as here and now approach, learning new skills, developing new habits, and becoming altruistic to work for others. In fear stage, like a different kind of fear for different kind of persons. A person with chronic mental illness or physical illness, you will find that is it coming to me? It would be like a compulsion, it will come to him because there is a lot of anxiety associated with this kind of virus. So someone is coughing, they will also give me the infection. Severe geriatric or disability. Oh, I feel that the world will come to an end. I already had a good life, so let me go. The old people are feeling it in those kind of thought process. There are people, those who say that those who are non-performing kind or stressed out health worker, they would say that better to lose my job, let me save myself. But that should not be how we should act upon it. We should work with safety. Then children with emotional distress, they would say that virus is really killing me and my family. What will happen if my parents are no more there? It is a general sense of helplessness and hopelessness seen in the children. So they may become fearful, and this might also be a long-term impact to the children. So that we are yet to study in those regards. So erratic schedules, mood swings, loss of appetite, excessive discussion of COVID, hypervigilance of oneself or neighborhood are again detrimental to your own health. Then there is a stage where in certain personalities, again, it is difficult. Like people, those who have difficult kind of personality, he would not accept it easily. People who take drugs or alcohol, again, are poor in coping with this kind of scenario. So poor interpersonal relationship is also seen. People, senior citizen, those who are hyperactive, again, they have, poor coping mechanism. And there are certain youths who find loopholes to violate the rules, and they feel that they should go out for groceries shopping and etc. or wine shopping. And this needs to be curtailed. And poor interpersonal relationship. So how to manage? Provide clear, direct information as possible. Model control response. Be calm and with confidence. Act upon the scenario. Reassure the distressed. Stabilizing and grounding the techniques and active suggestion to the self. Communicate clearly. Minimize the fear and anxieties. Do not spread distorted information. So if you do not have information, don't say wrong information or don't spread wrong information. And proper psychoeducation. Coping strategies would be like, cooking, or some people are getting busy. Like when you go home, never discuss about the scenario in your office or scenario in your workplace to your home. Never carry that baggage. Like don't carry the home baggage to your workplace also. Then resources, develops social support, self-care, hobbies, spirituality, build on success, look onto the positives. Help the client identify and recognize the triggers. Affect regulation. If your face shows that you are lots in tension, then automatically you need to recorrect yourself. Give yourself active suggestion that you need to change now. Relaxation techniques like JPMR and mindfulness meditation and deep breathing exercise and differential relaxation can be done. So coping strategies build on the positive family and positive community. Morning, don't start with COVID news or substance abuse, or don't be glued to computers or mobile phones or anything. Do active work. And in the evening time, it should be family work, family bonding, exercise regularly, and eat healthy. Thank you so much.